I never thought my life would feel so ordinary. I mean, I work a normal job. I come home, I scroll through my phone, I complain about the rent. Nothing exciting ever happens to me. My family, though, always had big ideas for me, especially about women. Lena is perfect for you. My mom said that Saturday morning over breakfast, she stirred her coffee like she was stirring fate itself. Smart, beautiful, polite. She's everything you need. Mom, do I even get a say? I asked, frowning. You do? But your father and I see things differently. Trust us, she said, her tone firm but gentle. I sighed. I always let them have their way. I wanted to believe them. Maybe they saw something I didn't. Then came Lena. She arrived at my apartment exactly on time, holding a small bouquet. Hi, I hope I'm not early, she said, smiling. The kind of smile that makes you forget how anxious you were. You're right on time, I said, my voice shaking a little. Her laugh was soft. Good. I like punctuality. We walked to the little cafe down the street. She talked about books she'd read, places she wanted to visit, music she loved. I nodded, trying to keep up, but mostly I was staring. She had this ease about her, like she belonged everywhere at once. So, your parents said we'd get along, she said casually. Do you think that's true? Yeah, I said, though my chest tightened. I wanted it to be true. I think so. Her smile widened, and I felt my chest loosen. Maybe this was it. Maybe the perfect girl really did exist for me. Over the next few weeks, everything seemed perfect. Dinner dates, long walks, texting good morning and good night. My family gushed whenever she came over. She's so polite, my dad said, adjusting his tie. I think you finally met someone serious. I smiled, but a small voice in my head whispered, don't get ahead of yourself. I tried to push it away. Who wants to be the guy who ruins a perfect thing? Not me, but then I noticed small things. Her phone always buzzed when we were together, and she would subtly hide it. A late-night whisper to a friend? A message I couldn't see? I tried to ignore it. One night, we were watching a movie at my place. She sat close, but every few minutes her hand would twitch toward her bag. Her phone vibrated again. She smiled at me, but there was something behind it, a flicker I couldn't read. Everything okay? I asked, trying to sound casual. She looked up, laughing softly. Yeah, just work stuff. Nothing for you to worry about. I nodded, but my stomach twisted. Work stuff? At 11 p.m. I wanted to ask more, but I didn't want to seem controlling. My family kept encouraging me. She's a good girl. Trust her, my mom said, as if repeating it enough would make me blind. I wanted to trust her. I needed to. After years of heartbreak, failed attempts, and lonely weekends, I craved someone who could finally be my safe place. Lena seemed perfect, but that buzzing phone, it made me feel uneasy, like a shadow at the edge of light. I glanced at her again. Her head tilted slightly, her smile soft, and her phone buzzed again. She didn't hide it this time. She just ignored it. My gut clenched. Want some more popcorn? I asked, pretending to be casual. Sure, she said, and leaned closer, brushing her hand against mine. Her warmth made my chest ache in a good way and a bad way. I wanted to believe in us. I wanted to believe she was different. But even as I handed her the popcorn, my eyes kept flicking to that phone. I knew deep down something wasn't right, and yet I smiled. I couldn't stop myself. Maybe I was too naive. Maybe love makes you blind. Or maybe Lena was just too good at hiding the cracks. Either way, I was hooked. I didn't even know it yet. CHP.2, it was past midnight when I heard it. The low hum of voices drifting from the living room. I froze in my bedroom doorway, my heart thudding. My family never stayed up this late talking, and yet there they were, speaking in hushed, urgent tones. No, I told them it's nothing. Just friends, my mother said, her voice tight. Friends? My father scoffed. He can't know the truth about her calls. Not now. Something twisted in my stomach. Her calls? To who? I leaned closer, straining to hear without being noticed. She says it's work. But I know it's not, my mother whispered. Please, just handle it. Don't let him ruin everything. Everything. My father's voice was sharp. It's for her own good. He can't find out, Lena. She's delicate. She doesn't need this stress. Delicate. Lena's delicate. Or my family's protecting her secrets? My mind raced. All the late-night whispers, the phone vibrations, I tried to ignore. It was all pieces of a puzzle I hadn't wanted to see. I slammed the door softly behind me, trying to act casual. Mom, Dad? I stepped into the living room, voice calm to calm. Hey, honey, my mom said, eyes wide. We were just talking. Talking about what? I asked, trying to keep my tone neutral. Nothing serious, my father said too quickly. Just family stuff. Go back to bed, family stuff. I echoed at midnight. Come on, my mother looked at my father, then sighed. It's about Lena. I mean, nothing bad, really. You don't need to worry. Not need to worry? Not need to worry. Then why are you whispering like spies? I asked, voice trembling. What's going on? I saw her phone buzzing every night. I overheard you saying something about her calls. My father rubbed his temples. Look, it's complicated, Lena. She has an ex. He sometimes calls. It's nothing, I swear. Nothing. Are you serious? My chest felt tight. All those times she smiled at her phone? Those whispers? That's nothing? Just trust us, my mother pleaded. We're protecting you. She doesn't mean any harm. Protecting me? Or protecting her? I snapped, pacing. I trusted you. I trusted her. And now, I'm supposed to just accept this? My father's voice was quieter now. Sometimes adults have to keep secrets, son. Not all truths are meant to hurt you. Secrets? I laughed bitterly. This isn't just a secret. It's everything I thought I knew. Silence hung for a moment. My mother finally said, We wanted you to see the good in her first. We didn't want you to run away over misunderstandings. It's misunderstandings? I asked, my voice almost breaking. All these months, all these perfect dates, smiles, texts, it was a misunderstanding? You can't judge her from what you overheard, my father said firmly. You need perspective. I turned away, clenching my fists. Perspective? Is that what you call hiding the truth? My mind replayed every moment. The late-night texts, the flicker of her smile at her phone, the secretive way she whispered to someone I couldn't see. I went to my room and sat on the edge of the bed, my hands shaking. Lena? Was she really perfect? Or was I blind? I remembered last week her whispering into her bag while I ordered coffee. Remembered the way her eyes lit up at messages I couldn't read. Every memory suddenly felt tainted. I picked up my phone, scrolling through our conversations, analyzing every word. Could any of it be coded? Hidden meanings? My chest tightened with anger and disbelief. I wanted answers. I wanted her to explain. I wanted my family to stop hiding her, and yet a part of me still wanted to believe in her. Wanted to tell myself she was innocent, but the whispers in the dark, the hushed tones, the secret protection, it had already shattered something inside me. I leaned back against the wall, staring at the ceiling. I didn't know whether to confront her now, wait, or pretend everything was normal. But one thing was certain. I couldn't unhear what I had heard, and I couldn't unsee what I had suspected. My perfect match, it seemed, was no longer so perfect. I couldn't stop thinking about what I overheard. Every detail, every whispered word, replayed in my head like a broken record. Finally, I decided I needed answers. Tonight, I would confront Lena. I texted her, "Can we talk now?" She replied almost instantly, "Sure, be there in 10. When she arrived, she smiled that same effortless smile. "Hey, you sounded urgent." "Urgent?" I snapped, stepping closer. "Do you know what I just found out?" Her smile faltered for a fraction of a second. "Found out what?" I gritted my teeth. Dundee played dumb. The calls. The whispers. All those late-night messages you hide from me. How long were you planning to lie? Her laugh was soft, almost musical, but it made my blood boil. Lying? I don't know what you're talking about. You're imagining things? I'm imagining things? I yelled. I overheard my parents talking. They were covering for you. And now you're pretending nothing's happening. She shrugged, tilting her head. Your family worries too much. Maybe you're reading too much into it. It's not what you think. Not what I think? I repeated, voice breaking. Every night I see you with your phone, whispering, smiling at messages you don't show me, and you call that nothing? I have my privacy, okay? She said, her tone light, like I was being dramatic. You're overreacting. Overreacting. That word cut deeper than any slap. Overreacting? Lena, my family is hiding your secrets from me. How is that overreacting? She laughed again, leaning against the doorframe. Maybe they just care about you. Maybe you're too sensitive. I'm not hiding anything malicious. Not malicious? I shook my head in disbelief. Every single thing we've done together. Were you even honest with me? She sighed dramatically. Honestly, I don't even know why you're making such a big deal. You're imagining betrayal. You're letting paranoia ruin things. I clenched my fists, my vision blurring. Paranoia? Do you have any idea how much trust I put into you? I let myself believe in us, in you, in you. You smile at someone else's messages while I sit there thinking we're perfect. Her face softened, almost mockingly. I'm sorry you feel that way, but really, you need to calm down. I'm not the enemy here. Not the enemy. I spat. Do you even hear yourself? You're twisting everything around, and somehow I'm the one losing my mind? She tilted her head again, silent this time. That silence made my chest tighten even more. You think I'm imagining things? I said, my voice low, trembling. You think I'm paranoid? Fine, but I know enough. I can see it, Lena, and I can feel it. Her eyes narrowed, and for the first time, I saw annoyance, not concern. Maybe you should go home and sleep on it. Seriously, you're overreacting. Let's talk tomorrow when you're calmer. Tomorrow. I barked, stepping back. I don't want to talk tomorrow. I want the truth now. She shook her head and smiled faintly. Truth? You're not ready for it. Maybe you'll never be. I didn't respond. I felt the anger, the heartbreak, and the humiliation rising all at once. My legs moved before my brain could stop them, and I stormed out into the night, my shoes hitting the pavement hard. As I walked, my mind raced. Was it me? Was I too trusting? Too naive? I replayed every smile, every laugh, every whispered moment. Maybe I should have seen this coming. Maybe I'm the fool. I clenched my fists so tight my nails dug into my palms. I felt exposed, humiliated, and angry in equal measure. My chest ached from the betrayal, but even worse was the helplessness. I had no proof, only suspicion, and a family that lied to protect her. The street was empty, and the cool night air did nothing to calm the fire inside me. Every step echoed my frustration. Every shadow reminded me of how blind I'd been, and yet, somewhere deep inside, a thought began to grow. I won't stay broken. I can't. I'll find out the truth, no matter what it takes. By the time I returned home hours later, I felt both smaller and stronger. Humiliated, yes, but also determined. Lena had shown me her true self, manipulative, selfish, untouchable. And I was no longer just the naive fool in love CHP, for I couldn't stop thinking about Lena. Every smile, every hidden message, every whispered word replayed in my head like a broken recording. I needed answers, and I couldn't rely on my family anymore. If they were protecting her, then I had to find the truth myself. I called Jake, my best friend. I need your help, I said the moment he picked up. Whoa, slow down. What happened? He asked, concern in his voice. It's Lena, I said, voice tight. I know she's hiding something. My parents, they're covering for her. I can't trust anyone. I need evidence. Jake paused. Evidence? Are you serious? You're talking about spying on your girlfriend? I don't care, I said sharply. I can't ignore it anymore. I need to know if she's lying to me. Okay, he said, sighing. But you're not doing this alone. Let us be smart, all right? No reckless stuff. I met him at our usual cafe the next day. I laid everything out, the calls, the whispers, my parents' reactions. Jake leaned back, rubbing his chin. Sounds messy, but there's a way. We can check patterns, texts, timings, maybe even social media. Subtle, nothing that screams, I'm spying. Exactly, I said. I just need proof. Something solid. Then I can confront her. Not before. We started tracking small details. Her social media posts, the way she always vanished when her phone buzzed, even her favorite cafe visits at odd hours. It felt like detective work. Every tiny detail mattered. Wait, Jake said one afternoon, pointing at a photo on my phone. Look at this. She's smiling, but her eyes are looking down at something. That's not for you, man. That's a message from someone else. I stared at it, chest tightening. I knew it. I knew it. We spent hours piecing together patterns. I even asked Rachel, a minor ally from work who owed me a favor, to subtly check if Lena had been meeting someone. Are you sure about this? She whispered one evening. I mean, snooping like this, it could blow up in your face. I don't care, I said, gripping my phone. I need to know the truth, Rachel. I can't live like this, wondering. Okay, I'll help. But carefully, no mistakes. It's past. Every late-night buzz of her phone, every secretive smile, every unexplained outing, it all started forming a map in my mind. I felt like I was unraveling a hidden world. But the closer I got, the more my heart sank. One night, while going through some old letters she left at my apartment, I found one tucked behind a book. It wasn't addressed to me, but the handwriting was hers. My hands trembled as I read it, full of affectionate words, the kind she never said to me. Directed at someone else. I held it to my chest, my stomach twisting. I can't believe this, I muttered. She's lying about everything. Jake's voice came in my head like a lifeline. Remember, don't act impulsively. Wait, plan. I knew he was right. Confronting her now without proof could ruin everything, my credibility, my dignity. But the ache in my chest, the betrayal, it was unbearable. Every symbol of her deception, the hidden letter, her sly smiles. The secret calls it stung like fire. I just want the truth, I whispered into the empty room, pacing. I deserve the truth. Rachel called later that night. I have something. She met someone yesterday evening. Cafes, small park. Nothing public, but someone saw them together. I swallowed hard. Thank you, Rachel. This is enough. I can't ignore it anymore. I sat back, closing my eyes. Rage, heartbreak, obsession, they all mingled inside me. I was no longer just the guy in love. I was a man who needed justice. Jake's words echoed again. Be smart. Don't rush. I nodded to myself, even though no one could see. I would wait. I would plan. And I would make sure the truth came out, one way or another. Lena had hidden her world from me for too long. Now, I was determined to uncover it, piece by piece, no matter what it took. The evidence hit me like a punch to the gut. I sat in my apartment, photos spread across the table, screenshots open on my phone. Lena, smiling in cafes with another man, texting late at night, leaving my side to meet him. Every moment I had. Trusted her, every laugh, every whispered word, it all collapsed. I called Jake immediately. It's real, I said, voice trembling. She's been lying the whole time. Jake was quiet for a moment. You saw it? All of it? Yes, I said, fists clenching. Everything. And my family, they knew. They covered for her. You okay? He asked. No, I admitted. The word bitter. I'm not okay. I can't believe I let myself believe in her, in them. Every warning, every gut feeling, I ignored it. By the next evening, Lena arrived as usual, unaware I had gathered proof. She leaned against the doorframe, smiling. "Hey, everything all right?" I stood, photos in hand. "You tell me. Care to explain this?" She glanced at them, eyes narrowing. "Oh, those. It's not what it looks like. Not what it looks like." I laughed bitterly. "Lena, these are photos of you with him, texts you sent. Witnesses confirm your meetings. My parents admitted to hiding your calls. What's not what it looks like about this?" She tilted her head, smirking. "I told you, you're overreacting. You see betrayal everywhere. It's your insecurity talking." "My insecurity?" I shouted. "Insecurity is trusting you, giving everything to someone who doesn't care." She shrugged. "Maybe I just like my privacy. Maybe you're too dramatic. You've blown this out of proportion." "You think this is dramatic?" I asked, voice shaking. "Do you have any idea what it feels like to watch the person you love smile at someone else while your family hides the truth from you?" Lena's smirk didn't waver. "You sound intense. Maybe a little possessive." I didn't realize love came with accusations and paranoia. "I trusted you," I yelled, tears stinging. "Are you smiling, lying, manipulating everyone around me?" Didn't think twice. "My family, they're complicit. They shielded you, and my voice broke. I almost let myself believe you were perfect." She laughed softly, almost amused. "Perfect? No one's perfect, darling. Especially not you, overreacting like this." I felt my chest tighten, rage and heartbreak mixing into a sharp, burning edge. "I'm done with the lies. I'm done being your pawn." She raised an eyebrow. "Pawn? What are you talking about?" "You know exactly what I'm talking about," I said, stepping closer. "You used me, my trust, my love. And my family helped you. I don't care about excuses anymore." Her laugh was light, careless, but it felt like ice against my chest. "So dramatic. Do you really think destroying me or humiliating me will fix your heart?" "No," I said, finally realizing something. "But I won't let you control my life anymore. I won't sit quietly while you manipulate everyone around you. I will reclaim myself." She tilted her head, eyes sharp now. "And what? Revenge? It public humiliation?" I shook my head. "I don't know yet. But I do know this: I won't be a part of your game anymore. No more lies, no more secrets. I'm done letting people decide my worth." Her smirk faded slightly, replaced with something closer to irritation. "You're dramatic. Maybe you'll figure it out eventually." I turned away, chest heaving, mind racing. I can't undo the past, can't make her care, but I can control my future. Later, I confronted my parents. How could you? How could you hide this from me?" My mother's eyes were calm, almost cold. "We thought we were protecting you, protecting me," I spat. "Right. By letting her lie, by letting me love her blindly while you shielded her?" "It's complicated," my father said. "We wanted you to be happy. You'd have broken up over nothing if we told you." "Nothing?" I laughed bitterly. "Nothing. I have the proof. Every lie, every secret, every betrayal." My mother looked away. "We did what we thought was best." "Best?" I asked, voice low but hard. "You call this best? You've made me doubt everything I trusted, everything I believed in. And for her? For a lie?" Silence fell. I felt a strange mix of sorrow and empowerment. The world I thought I knew had shattered, but beneath the wreckage, a new clarity was forming. I would not allow myself to be broken. Not by Lena, not by my family, not by anyone. Rage, heartbreak, and humiliation surged through me, but alongside it, determination bloomed. "I'm done being anyone's pawn," I whispered to myself. "I will rise. I will reclaim my life. And she will never have that power over me again." For the first time in weeks, I felt something solid beneath the chaos: control. The betrayal had revealed the truth, but it also revealed my own strength, and I wasn't about to waste it. I couldn't let rage control me anymore. I needed a plan quiet, precise, and effective. Revenge wasn't about yelling or humiliation. It was about taking control, reclaiming my life, and letting the consequences unfold naturally. I called Jake first. "It's time," I said, voice steady. "It's not confrontation. Strategy. I'm done being reactive." Jake chuckled. "Finally. I was wondering when you'd start thinking like a chess player." "I want her to realize she lost," I said. "And my family too. But I won't stoop to their level. I'll show them I'm better." We started small. I returned favors to friends who had quietly supported me when everyone else, my family included, had stayed silent. I reconnected. With colleagues Lena had tried to manipulate, offering genuine help, building trust. Each conversation, each act of kindness was a subtle victory. One afternoon, my mother stopped by. "We need to talk," she said, eyes nervous. "About what?" I asked casually, pouring tea. "You're changing," she said, voice low. "You're not the same boy we used to guide. It's unsettling." I smiled faintly, stirring my tea. Unsettling? Maybe, but I'm finally seeing clearly, and I'm not blind anymore. She looked down, ashamed. "We were only trying to protect you from her, from hurt." "Hurt?" I asked, leaning forward. "You hid her lies from me. That's what hurt me, not knowing, not realizing the truth. You shielded her, not me." My father joined in, voice tight. "We thought we were doing the right thing. We didn't know it would make you this independent." "Independent?" I repeated, letting the word hang. "That's right, independent, strong, self-reliant. You should have taught me to see the truth, not to ignore it." Their faces fell. For the first time, I could see the fear creeping in, regret, panic, the realization that they no longer controlled me. Meanwhile, Lena noticed the subtle changes. She sent messages, tried to lure me into arguments, but I ignored them. Friends reported her odd behavior, subtle panic, whispered calls, the faintest signs of jealousy. I didn't have to confront her directly. The evidence, the shift in perception, the ripple of influence I was creating, it was all working silently. I met Rachel and Jake at the cafe. "Everything's moving," I said quietly. "She's noticing. My parents are realizing I'm not dependent. Friends are supporting me genuinely now. Every small victory counts." Jake grinned. "That's the power shift. She can't manipulate you, and you're still clean in the process." "Brilliant." Rachel added, "It's satisfying watching her panic without doing anything rash. She's losing grip, and you're the calm one." I nodded, a weight lifting from my chest. Exactly. I don't need to scream. I don't need to humiliate. I just need to live my life and let her and everyone else see what they lost. Days turned into weeks. I returned objects Lena had manipulated, or controlled gifts, shared spaces, favors she had used to manipulate social circles. The act was symbolic. Every friend I supported, every decision I made independently, was a quiet mark of power reclaimed. One evening, my mother confronted me again. "You're thriving." "I didn't think you could be this unshaken." I smiled, a calm, firm smile. "I thrive because I've stopped letting others dictate my life. I'm no longer a pawn." She looked stricken, realizing how far I'd grown. "And Lena, she see?" I said, voice low. "The truth is already coming for her. I don't have to do anything. Her own choices will show her place. My life, my decisions, my dignity. That's the proof." I walked home later, thinking about the weeks of careful planning, subtle moves, and quiet victories. The rage that once burned hot had cooled into clarity. Each conversation, every act of self-respect, was building a life she couldn't touch. I remembered one symbolic moment vividly. A letter Lena had left behind, a small gift meant to manipulate. I returned it to her mailbox, with a note, "Some things are better returned than kept." I smiled quietly. The message was subtle, but the point was clear. I was no longer hers to manipulate. Jake called that night. "How's it feeling?" "Liberating," I said, watching the city lights. "For the first time, I feel steady, not controlled by rage, not controlled by her, not controlled by anyone else." "And her?" Jake asked. "She's realizing the shift," I said. "Her smiles are tense now, her calls cautious. She's losing influence quietly, without me needing to fight directly. That's the real victory." Rachel sent me a text later. "You're unstoppable now." I laughed softly. "Yes, I was. I sat back, reflecting on the transformation. From naive lover to strategic, self-reliant man, from pawn to player. I wasn't chasing revenge. I was living proof of my own power. Every subtle panic I noticed in her, every uncomfortable glance from my family, every friend I uplifted, it all reinforced it. I finally understood. Victory wasn't about confrontation. It was about reclaiming control, reclaiming life, and letting the world witness it naturally. Lena, my family, anyone who thought they had power over me, they had already lost. And me, I had everything. I woke up that morning with a strange calm I hadn't felt in months. The anger that had consumed me was now tempered with clarity. I wasn't blind anymore. I wasn't hurt without understanding. Today, I would finally face Lena one last time, not with rage, but with closure. I called Jake first. "I'm ready," I said, voice firm. "You sound different," he said. "Steady." "I am," I replied. "No theatrics, no screaming. I just need to close this chapter properly." When I arrived at the cafe where she'd been meeting people in secret, I saw her before she noticed me. She was laughing at something on her phone, carefree as ever. The sight made my chest tighten for a moment, but I pushed it down. This was no longer about heartbreak. It was about claiming my peace. I walked in and she looked up, startled. "Oh, you're here," she said, masking tension with a casual smile. "Yes, I am," I said, sitting across from her. "We need to talk." "Talk?" she repeated, eyebrows raised. "After everything?" "Really?" "Yes," I said calmly. "After everything?" she sighed, leaning back. "What's your point?" "I've already told you this is all in your head. Dramatic as always." "No, Lena," I said, letting the words carry weight. "This isn't in my head. I know everything. The photos, the messages, the lies. I know who you've been with, and I know what you've done. And I've accepted it. I'm done being controlled by it." Her lips pressed into a thin line, annoyance flashing briefly before she masked it with indifference. "So, what? You're leaving? Or is this some pathetic attempt at revenge?" "I'm not leaving, and I'm not here for revenge," I said firmly. "I'm here for closure. You need to understand one thing: you lost me. Not just because of your actions, but because of the choice to continue deceiving me. You had every chance to be honest, and you didn't. That's on you." She laughed softly, a bitter, strained sound. "Closure? Really? You think saying a few words will fix anything?" "No," I said quietly, letting calmness settle over my words. "Closure isn't about fixing you. It's about freeing me. I've been crushed by lies for months, but I've grown. I've reclaimed my life, my dignity, my strength, and now I no longer need your validation or your presence. That's real power." Her eyes flickered with something, maybe guilt, maybe panic, but she quickly masked it. "So that's it? You're just walking away?" "Yes," I said simply. "Walking away, emotionally clean, stronger than I was before. And you'll have to live with the consequences of your choices. Friends noticing your behavior, missed opportunities, the social isolation creeping in. I don't have to make you suffer. Life is doing that for me." She swallowed hard. "You think you're better than me?" "I don't think." "I know," I said, leaning forward. "Not because I didn't hurt did, but because I chose to rise above it. I chose to live, not to fester in anger. You, Lena, chose lies. I didn't force you. I didn't manipulate you. You made your own choices. And now, they define you." Her face tightened. "And your family?" she asked, voice sharper. "What about them?" "They've learned too," I said, eyes unwavering. "They see their mistakes. They see what protecting someone else over honesty can do. But that's not my burden anymore. I carry only myself now." She looked down, and I noticed her usual confidence falter slightly. The realization that she was losing control, subtly but irrevocably, was clear. I stood, gathering my composure. "This ends here, Lena. No more games. No more lies. No more power over me. Goodbye." Jess stared, lips parted slightly, a flash of vulnerability breaking through her mask. I left without looking back, my chest light despite months of HEAV. I am back at my apartment. I pulled out the box of mementos I had kept from our time together, the letters, the small gifts, the photographs. Each one had been a tool she'd used to manipulate, or a memory tainted by deception. I lit a match and set the box aflame. Watching the flames consume every symbol of my past pain, Jake called as the fire burned, sensing the significance. "That's powerful," he said softly. "Yes," I said, watching the smoke rise. "It's not just about letting go. It's about claiming my life back. I'm no longer bound to her, to their lies, or to the heartbreak. This is me, taking control." Later, I sat on my balcony, city lights flickering in the distance, reflecting my thoughts. I thought about the weeks of investigation, the careful planning, the subtle victories. Every conversation with Jake, Rachel, and friends who supported me had built me into someone new. Someone who could face betrayal without collapsing. My phone buzzed. A message from Lena. I opened it, expecting defiance or apology. But it was empty, just a single emoji, a small, defeated sigh. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. I reflected on the journey, the initial naivety, the heartbreak, the rage, the strategic reclamation of my life. I had been shattered, yes, but in the process, I had been reforged. Even my family noticed. My mother spoke quietly one evening. "You've changed. I wish we'd guided you better," I nodded. "I've grown because of everything that happened, not in spite of it. We all learned our lessons. But my strength isn't just from them. It's from my own choices, my own resolve." That night, I took one final symbolic step. I cleared the space Lena had once dominated in my apartment, the corner she claimed with her gifts, presence, her manipulation. I rearranged it, adding personal touches. Books I loved, music I chose, photographs of friends who supported me. That corner was mine now, reclaimed fully. I stood back and smiled quietly. It was bittersweet, yes. The pain of betrayal lingered, but it no longer controlled me. I had survived it, risen from it, and emerged stronger, wiser, and fully myself. I knew Lena would feel the consequences, socially, emotionally, even in subtle personal losses, but that wasn't my concern. My concern was me, my life, my dignity, my future. I had chosen self-respect over revenge, clarity over anger, freedom over pain. As I looked out at the city lights, I whispered to myself, almost like a vow, I am whole. I am free. I am stronger than ever. And in that moment, I truly believed it.